Yet another controversial clip of Blake Lively has surfaced as she begins losing a shock amount of followers.
I'm challenging you!
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah!
I'll do it.
No way!
Did you see that viral clip of Blake Lively demanding an interviewer strip on camera? The same woman who's positioning herself as a feminist icon pressured a visibly uncomfortable Mark Seaman to take his shirt off during a press junket for The Shallows.
See, I take my shirt off in this movie and my shorts, so it's only fair. This is the best thing that happened.
I'm also not in that great a shape.
While Blake's follower count is plummeting by 864,000, Justin Baldoni's popularity is surging despite being dragged through her lawsuit drama. Is this the moment Blake's carefully crafted good girl image finally shatters under the weight of her own hypocrisy? Let's break down exactly what happened.
You give me new meaning here to what I'm bringing to an island if I'm stranded.
Okay.
So what do I need? What comes with your character's
I can't get over this poor guy who just did that because she forced him to do it. Now, I mean, I'm sure he was probably stoked at the time because it's like, oh, I got a funny video.
Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni has gained 230,000 followers during the exact same period. The internet has spoken, clearly rejecting Blake's carefully constructed narrative.
Again, the inappropriateness, the SH of it all, where Blake is the power, is the boss here in this interview.
January marked the breaking point in this social media massacre, with Blake losing 329,000 followers, her largest monthly drop in 5 years. The timing speaks volumes. This mass exodus coincided directly with Justin Baldoni filing his countersuit against her, revealing details that shattered her carefully crafted image.
So she says he's been harassing her, and they bring in some team, and he says, whatever you want, I will do it or not do it, you tell me.
The public's verdict came swiftly and mercilessly through that unfollow button. February brought no recovery. The exodus continued with Blake bleeding followers, while Justin's popularity steadily climbed. These numbers reveal a story that designer outfits and perfectly staged Instagram photos cannot conceal. Her carefully constructed image is crumbling before our eyes. Social media analysts have identified something even more damning, evidence suggesting Blake might be purchasing followers to mask the damage. Mysterious anonymous accounts have suddenly appeared on her follower list. Essentially, the digital equivalent of filling an empty stadium with paid actors pretending to be fans. It reeks of desperation. This dramatic shift in follower counts signals a massive public opinion change that can permanently damage Blake's marketability.
As she begins losing a shock amount of followers.
I'm challenging you!
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah!
I'll do it.
No way!
Industry experts note that every brand deal, sponsorship, and movie role depends on that magical combination of star power and likability. Right now, Blake's stock is plummeting while Justin soars. What's telling is that Justin hasn't even launched a PR offensive to achieve this dramatic shift. No calculated leaks to the press, no orchestrated social media campaigns. The public is organically rallying behind him as more evidence emerges. People recognize authenticity, and Blake's carefully crafted persona is giving off increasingly fake vibes. Every new revelation further erodes Blake's public image. The woman who presents herself as a champion for others now faces exposure for her own problematic behavior, with social media users voting decisively with their unfollow buttons.
This isn't gonna end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
When hundreds of thousands simultaneously decide they're done with a celebrity, it signals something fundamentally misaligned between image and reality. Blake's facade is unraveling in real time, follower by follower. As Blake's social media empire crumbles, the gap between her carefully curated image and her actual behavior has reached Grand Canyon proportions.
None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
Imagine being sued by someone for inappropriate workplace behavior while you're literally on camera creating an uncomfortable workplace for an interviewer. The receipts are in, and they expose how Hollywood's supposed feminist champion uses women's movements as weapons while completely ignoring those same principles herself.
Them. I don't think that's going to go through. How can you try to say you're playing this in the press when the entire reason we got here was because you tried to play this in the press? Like, you went to the New York Times.
For years, Blake Lively has positioned herself as a feminist icon and advocate for women's empowerment in Hollywood. She's built an entire brand around respecting boundaries and championing consent in professional settings. Her carefully constructed persona through interviews, magazine covers, and award speeches portrays Blake as the ultimate ally fighting against Hollywood's patriarchal forces.
None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
But that pristine facade shatters like a mirror dropped from a penthouse when you watch her interaction with that male interviewer. Picture a male actor pressuring a female interviewer to remove clothing during a junket. We'd immediately label it sexual harassment. Yet Blake performs the exact same behavior while expecting applause. The double standard is glaringly obvious. This hypocrisy becomes even more striking when viewed alongside her legal battle with Justin Baldoni. While accusing him of inappropriate workplace behavior in her lawsuit, she's simultaneously creating uncomfortable situations for working professionals. It's like watching someone lecture about fire safety while casually flicking lit matches into a pile of newspapers. Her approach to the interviewer reveals Blake's fundamental misunderstanding of consent and professional boundaries.
See, I take my shirt off in this movie and my shorts, so it's only fair. This is the best thing that happened.
I'm also not in that great a shape.
She seems oblivious to how her celebrity status creates a massive power imbalance. When Blake Lively demands you remove clothing on camera, what realistic options do you have as a working journalist? Refuse and potentially tank your career? Risk being labeled difficult? Industry insiders suggest this behavior forms a pattern. Other media professionals report similar experiences with Blake.
On to Hollywood power, and there's a hypocrisy and a fraudulence there that the public is picking up on.
Moments where her actions directly contradict her publicly championed feminist principles. These professionals describe encounters where she creates uncomfortable power dynamics when her Instagram perfect camera isn't rolling. With this context, her lawsuit against Justin resembles less a principled stand and more a calculated career move. The timing, publicity, and strategic press leaks point to someone weaponizing important movements like #MeToo for personal gain rather than authentic concern. What's truly frightening is how easily celebrities like Blake co-opt progressive movements when beneficial to their image, then disregard those same standards in their personal conduct. They selectively champion consent based on what serves their interests in the moment.
And boy, does she open up a hornet's nest and learn, be careful what you wish for, because now you've got the fight you asked for and you're not winning.
And Blake Lively is teaching the masterclass in this celebrity hypocrisy. Behind that picture-perfect smile lies a masterful manipulation machine, and Blake's body language spills all her secrets. When professional analysts dissected her infamous interview, they discovered something far more sinister than a playful celebrity moment. Every gesture, expression, and word revealed a calculated power play designed to establish dominance over someone with significantly less status in the room. Body language reveals power dynamics more clearly than words ever could. In Blake's case, experts found deeply troubling patterns in her behavior. During those uncomfortable moments, she deliberately positioned herself in a dominant posture, physically leaning forward when making demands. A classic intimidation tactic straight from the Power Player Handbook. This aggressive positioning, combined with her unrelenting eye contact and commanding tone, created a perfect storm of dominance that left the interviewer nowhere to hide from her piercing gaze. That smile? It's what specialists call a social smile. A porcelain mask that appears flawless from a distance, but reveals hairline cracks upon closer inspection. Unlike genuine smiles that engage the eyes, Blake's expression served as carefully crafted camouflage, maintaining her America's sweetheart image while she steamrolled professional boundaries. Her persistence, despite obvious discomfort, speaks volumes about her lack of empathy. The interviewer's nervous laughter, hesitation, and uncertainty would signal anyone with basic consideration to back off. Instead, Blake doubled down, repeatedly commanding, "Take it off," with an absolute refusal to respect his boundaries.
See, I take my shirt off in this movie and my shorts, so it's only fair. This is the best thing that happened.
I'm also not in that great a shape.
Or accept rejection. The moment that truly exposes her awareness came when the interviewer finally relented and began removing his shirt. Blake's immediate "no way" reaction wasn't genuine shock. It was the calculated response of someone who recognized from the start that her request was inappropriate. She deliberately pushed anyway, knowing her status shielded her from consequences. This isn't amateur manipulation. Blake demonstrated a sophisticated understanding of power dynamics, creating a situation where she could aggressively push boundaries while maintaining plausible deniability.
You give me new meaning here to what I'm bringing to an island if I'm stranded.
Okay.
So what do I need? What comes with your character?
The hallmark move of an experienced manipulator. If questioned, she could dismiss it as just joking, despite every nonverbal cue suggesting otherwise. What makes this behavior particularly disturbing is the stark contrast with her carefully constructed public persona. When discussing female empowerment in curated interviews, she champions respect and boundaries. Yet here, we witness someone comfortable creating uncomfortable situations for others, expertly leveraging celebrity status to get exactly what she wants, regardless of who gets hurt in the process. As industry experts sound the alarm, Blake Lively's Hollywood future is looking as fragile as her carefully crafted public persona.
None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
The fallout from her recent controversies could seriously tank her upcoming projects. It Ends With Us and A Simple Favor 2 might suffer due to her deteriorating image, with studios quietly panicking behind the scenes. The most telling development? Blake's PR team's deafening silence amid the firestorm. No statements, no damage control. Just absence that reveals the gravity of the situation unfolding behind closed doors. Can Blake recover from this career meltdown, or are we witnessing a Hollywood star's implosion? The industry forgives many transgressions, but calculated inauthenticity rarely earns redemption. Do you think Hollywood can forgive such deliberate misconduct,